Welcome to This Week in Hearing. I'm Shari Eberts. Do you meditate? Sometimes people with hearing loss find it challenging, especially if the meditation is guided, meaning that we must follow along while someone is speaking. And if we close our eyes, we might miss the meaning. And while Bluetooth connections allow for some guided meditations to broadcast directly into our devices, this might not be relaxing for some people. So recently, I discovered a new option, a guided meditation that was created specifically for people with hearing loss. And I really enjoyed it. And today we are talking to Janaki Zaremba, the creator of this meditation. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you so much, Sherry.
Absolutely. So maybe we can talk just a little bit about what inspired you to create this meditation for people with hearing loss.
Yeah. So I have hearing loss myself, since early childhood. Like on the low frequencies, all right, but then in the middle frequencies, kind of mild to moderate hearing loss, and then in the higher frequencies, it's getting bad. And so, um, I have been meditating also from a young age. My parents taught me meditation, and especially looking back, I feel meditation has helped me a lot, um, dealing with the stress, emotional stress that can come with hearing loss, like the feeling of, yeah, feeling kind of behind. Because when I grew up, I was the only person with hearing loss that I knew. I did not know anyone else, and so felt sort of alone with that, and hard. It was hard for me to kind of fit in, and so dealing with that emotional load, the insecurity, but then also there's like when we have hearing loss, it takes extra energy to follow a conversation, and that can tire us out. And so the meditation I feel has helped me a lot in navigating all this to become more resilient, to yeah, just find like a reset at the end of the day or in the morning. But just in general, I feel like meditation, the benefits are accumulative. Um, so yeah, it has helped me a lot.
That's
And
wonderful.
so, and I want to make this accessible. So while I personally can still follow, like my hearing is just still good enough to be able to follow along meditation audios, for example. But but not always actually. And so I want to make meditation accessible for people with hearing loss that is bad enough um to not be able to follow along, just audio guided meditations. So, yeah, that's the inspiration.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful inspiration. And I agree with you. I think meditation is such an important tool for people with hearing loss to deal with a lot of just the frustration sometimes and the stress that could come along with hearing loss. And I know it's also helped me to manage my tinnitus, I think, by just giving me an outlet in terms of a way to calm myself down and to refocus my brain on my breath rather than the sound. And I know that meditation can work in that respect as well. So, how did you get into meditation? Is that something that you just learned in school, or how did you find your way to meditating?
No, well, actually, my parents, as I mentioned, they taught me meditation, and they were interested themselves in meditation, and so so somehow something just clicked for me. I have two other siblings. I also tried to teach them meditation, and somehow didn't click. But for me, I think because I really needed it, I noticed like, wow, this is really, helping me because also my two sisters, they don't have hearing issues. It has changed over time. I have explored many different kinds of meditation, have learned from many different teachers over the years, and in India, in Thailand, in different monasteries. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Do you have a certain type of meditation that's your favorite?
Yeah, basically it's yeah, mindfulness meditation because that is also something that we can do off the meditation cushion. I value a lot the formal meditation seated, and all the focus is only on the meditation, but there's also such a beauty in bringing a sense of awareness in everything we do. This mindfulness, I feel there's a great power in it too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. So as we both talked about a little bit, it can be hard for people with hearing loss to follow a guided meditation, right? Only with the audio cues. So can you talk a little bit more about how you tailored your meditation to make it accessible for people?
Yeah. So the number one thing is to have extra large captions centered in the YouTube video and that are, just easy to follow along. The background is very soothing. It's like nature background. So it's very easy to follow the captions while also taking in a sense of calm and peace. Because of course, many people think meditation needs to be with closed eyes, and it definitely has its benefits, but there is a way you can definitely benefit greatly from a meditation with open eyes. Um, when you like have a softer gaze and when your awareness while you're reading the captions, the awareness is still going inward. And so yeah, so the YouTube meditations are designed. I think the main thing are the captions. There's also other things I want to add in the future, but that would be outside of YouTube, and I think we will talk about that also in a moment. Um, it's for example, creating an app where
Mhm.
there's haptic cues. Haptic, is like a vibrational cue. So it's like the buzzing of the phone. So for example, then I could give some guidance with captions or also audio. Well, like a combination sometimes is really helpful too. And then there will be a pause. There will be a moment of silence. And then I can invite everyone to close their eyes. And then the haptic cue, that buzzing of the phone, for example, would then be a cue to open the eyes again. So now,
Mhm.
I can give some more meditation guidance. So that's something I'm looking into developing as
I
well.
love that idea. And I love that in this meditation, you give people permission to keep their eyes open. Because a lot of times, like you said, people expect, well, I'm going to meditate now, I'm going to need to close my eyes. And that can be very stressful for people who use their eyes, right? We all use our vision and visual cues to communicate. And are we going to miss something when our eyes are closed? And so I love how this meditation invites you to keep your eyes open. And because the captions are there and so large, you know that you're able to see them and you're supposed to be seeing them. So it really, I think, just takes that stress level down about meditating and really invites you to be a part of it in the way that you can. So that was one of my favorite pieces of it as well.
And I wanted to add one more thing about what I did to make the meditation more accessible. Like, for example, in mindfulness, we also bring the awareness to our senses sometimes. Or actually, I'm doing that too, but I'm intentionally not bringing the awareness to the sounds,
Yeah.
because that is in some cases just not really a thing to do. And so that's just another thing I wanted to point out. That's just like that's kept in mind. But
Yeah.
it's very seamless. Like if you like, I designed the meditation so anyone can participate, because there's also beauty in meditating together.
Yeah.
So like a hearing person and a person with hearing loss can meditate together at the same time.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, because I think that's very good point. I remember a lot of times in meditations, maybe at the end of a yoga class, and they'll say, so listen to the sounds that are around you in the room, and then listen to the
Yes.
sounds a little farther away. And I'm like, yeah, good luck with that. So
I know.
this doesn't give
Yeah.
you that
Yeah.
that sort of dialogue. And I just sort of let it roll off me when that happens, and just you do what you can do. But I love that this is really tailored to people,
Yeah.
so they don't have to worry about that type of feeling.
No.
Yeah. So what's the reaction been so far to the meditation? What's the feedback been?
Yeah. Very good. I'm very happy to hear that there's people really appreciating the meditation specifically tailored for hearing loss, for people with hearing loss. And yeah, so you published a blog post about it recently, and yeah, there was a very good reaction, very good feedback. Very encouraging to keep going in that direction
Yeah.
for
Well,
me.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So, are there more meditations that you're planning? What's sort of next for this?
Yeah, yeah. So definitely more meditations like the one that was published on YouTube. Some, like I'm planning on putting out meditations for, de-stressing after a long day of work, or which you can turn on before you want to go to sleep, for like just calming down the nervous system. There's so many beautiful meditate like different focuses we can have for a meditation, and I would love to address them all, always with the hearing loss in mind. And then I also would like to do certain meditations that, just like just something with the ears, like just bringing awareness to the ears, maybe, just some appreciation for the ears,
Mhm.
just having like sort of an internal dialogue with our ears. And yeah, we have a very unique relationship with our ears,
We do.
Yeah. And yeah, so things like that. And then that's for YouTube. But I also would love to offer live meditations because now with AI, it's making it possible. Um, the live captioning is possible in Zoom. And I would love to see how that would feel to the hearing loss community, if that would be of interest, because I personally believe there's a power in coming together live, and like as a group and meditate together. There's just something special in the air, I feel. And also there's more of I feel when we show up for a group meditation, there's more accountability, so we are not like distracted. Oh, you're meditating and the phone is ringing, someone, friend is sending a message, and you're like, oh, let me check. Doing a
Mm.
group meditation, that's less likely to happen, you know? And yeah. And especially when you start out with meditation, like this group dynamic can be very helpful. And there
Yeah.
can be also like some questions that can be answered. And yeah, the live captioning makes it all much easier. And so that's the live meditation, and I would, if you are interested, would love to collaborate with you. Let's see what wants to happen there,
Mhm.
and um, and then I'm also developing an app, or as I briefly mentioned earlier, that has these haptic cues. Um, because that I feel is also really powerful to to bring the meditations to the next level, where you have the option, like, we all have preferences. Some are really enjoy just kind of with this gentle gaze, read the captions, and others actually prefer to close their eyes, and so that would be made possible with the haptic cues.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or even a combination of the two, right? So that
Yeah.
part of it would be captioned, and then
Yeah.
maybe there's a period of time where you say, okay, and I think you mentioned we can close our eyes now for a brief period, and people don't have to worry when they need to open their eyes. Are they going to miss that verbal cue?
Right.
Because they would have the vibration that would let them know. I feel like it could also be used for your breathing, right? So like you would inhale and then you could have some sort of cue to let you know to exhale. So there's so many creative things that can be done with the haptics. So that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you suggest for people who are just intimidated by meditation in general, right? I can't turn my brain off or I can't sit still like that. What are your suggestions for people who are looking to get started with meditation?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, good question. So my suggestion is, yeah, to start small, but keep like start small and regular, like just a few minutes every day, because what I'm also noticing with meditation, it has an accumulative effect. So to also not have high expectations, like to meditate and expect immediately, you're transformed or something,
Right.
Of course, no, the transformation will happen, but more gradual and over time. And so it's about showing up every day. And the cool thing about meditation, some have like this funny idea of meditation that like that the end, that you have to be have a quiet mind and then you're doing it right,
Mm.
and while yeah, that is one of the things we are after, we want to have a quiet mind, but the key is full acceptance, mindfulness, just completely accepting what is right now happening. I have a busy mind, okay, keep bringing the awareness back to the breathing. All right, the next thought, pulled me somewhere else. The moment I realize it and notice it, I bring the awareness back to breathing. And it's not a battle or anything, it's just like a gentle bringing it back, gentle coming back. And the repeated gentle effort every day is definitely making a big difference.
Mhm.
And many, it's also important to mention, sometimes people might not immediately notice it within themselves, like, oh, I don't know if this actually works for me, I'm doing this, but maybe it's just a waste of time. But like just subtle changes that come first is like more of a resilience, emotional resilience. There was a stressful situation at work and we didn't react as strongly as we used to, things like that. So over time, we become more relaxed, you know, just more peaceful. And yeah.
Yeah, I
So
love that.
yeah, yeah. And then also what I mentioned earlier, I feel group meditation or meditating with someone who has been meditating for a while can be really helpful. Yeah,
Mhm.
it has helped me a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think for myself, I just try and like forgive myself a little bit too.
yeah,
So if you're trying to meditate and maybe one day it just doesn't feel like it's working, to just sort of focus on bringing yourself back to that process, right? And say, like, that is the meditation. I am actually meditating because I am bringing it back the best that I can in this moment to the
yeah,
breath and to the present moment, but it's never going to be perfect. And so we can forgive ourselves that we're not perfect at
yeah.
meditating. There's no such thing as perfection for
No,
meditating. So,
no, absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, how can people stay in touch with you and learn more about your work and the meditations as they come out?
Yeah. Yeah. So right now the best way to stay in touch is on Instagram and YouTube. So YouTube is where I'm going to post the meditations, and Instagram is a place where I would be announcing new releases, I would announce if there's a live meditation happening, anything, you know, any update would be announced there. Yeah. And
Wonderful.
so the handle is at Janaki Maya Zaremba for both channels, for YouTube and for Instagram, for both platforms.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. Any final thoughts that you want to share for our listeners?
Um, yeah, I can like say enough how much meditation has helped me in my life. And I wish the same benefits for anyone, who's interested in also learning meditation. And um, yeah, it's my purpose, and I'm so happy to share this with others, anyone who's interested. So I'm looking forward to connect. And then also, if any of the ideas around the light meditation with the live captioning and the app idea with the haptic cues, I would love to hear actually from anyone watching this video. I would love to hear what you think about it. You know, if you would like to use such a tool or such an app, or yeah, or if you have any thoughts you would like to share about it, I would really appreciate it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for being on the podcast, sharing your expertise and your mission. And I wish you lots of continued success. I'm very excited to see what comes next. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Sherry, for organizing this interview.